So in this video, I want to go over my favorite scalping trading strategy. So once I actually started implementing this strategy I'm going to be showing you today, that's when I started getting really good entries, right? And when you get really good entries, it makes it so you have very low risk with much bigger rewards. So with that being said, I'm gonna go and recap some of my trades I took this week where I used this strategy that I'm gonna be talking about today. So hopefully you can get some free value and education out of this video. So that being said, let's go ahead and get into the trades. So like I said, I want to show you my favorite scalping trading strategy, okay? So keep in mind, this is not like a big day trade. This is when I'm scalping, when we're in between the ranges. What I mean by that is, as we can see, we have clear demand way down here and clear supply way up here. Okay, so this basically tells me anytime we open up in the middle of the range, maybe it's Tuesday, we opened up in the middle of the range, Monday, same thing. Monday we did bounce off this demand, but this is overnight, so I wasn't able to capitalize on that trade. Same thing yesterday, right? We opened up in the middle of the range. So basically what I want to do here is I want to show you a trade I took yesterday, because keep in mind I did take some red trades yesterday, so we'll go into this. Had a few scalps right here, nothing really was working out, and then just took a few different losses. But again, this is another lesson in itself. This is why it's so important to keep your losses small and your winners big, right? As you can see, my winner made up for all my little losers we had here. So this is an example of having a 50% win rate, but still being a profitable trader. So let's go into this trade and kind of show you what I was looking at. Okay, so as we can see, I entered at 11:11. So if we go to this chart, we actually go to the day yesterday. So let me go into the 5-minute time frame so you can see and kind of talk about the framework I use for scalping. So like I said, when we're in the middle of the range, right, I can't take a short because we're not in the supply zone yet. This would have been a perfect opportunity to go short once we hit this 1 hour supply zone. Same thing with demand. I would go long down here if this was a valid demand zone. Now, like I said, we opened up right here. We are not in the supply zone yet. We're not even close to the demand zone. We're kind of in the middle of the range. So for me, what I'm always looking is, first thing off the bat, especially when I'm scalping, what is the trend? Thing number 2 I look at is what is the intraday levels? And then 3, I'm looking for actual price action. I want to look at double bottoms. I want to look at the candlesticks and all that stuff. So really what this scalping strategy comes down to is once I understand the trend and the intraday levels, the next thing I'm looking for is double bottoms or double tops based on the trend. So if the trend was up, obviously this was up. We never got to the supply zone yet. That means I was looking for double bottom. So now if we actually just zoom into this day, as we can see, during pre-market, we came down to this 40.22, which acted as resistance the prior day. Old resistance basically turned into support and we ripped up from there. So this gave me a confirmation that this was an intraday level. So I had this on my watch list that I was watching. So basically now I know I'm only going to play long and I'm only going to enter at intraday levels. The next thing I'm looking for is that double bottom. As we can see, we eventually got it. And what do you know? Let's actually zoom in right here. This was at 10:10, right? So this chart is an hour behind this chart. So if we zoom out here, we can see this was where this lined up, this 40.22. I entered at 11:11, which lined up with this double bottom that we had. So this is kind of my third confirmation to actually take this trade, not only because trend was up, so I was only looking for longs. Also, we were at an intraday level. And lastly, we're forming this double bottom. And let me actually go into the 1-minute chart now. Okay, as you can see, we're right here. Let me actually zoom in. The next thing I'm kind of looking for, once we saw a double bottom from the pre-market, the next thing I'm looking for is the candle. What is the candlesticks telling me? As you can see, we kind of flattened out once we touched this intraday level. And this is where I entered the trade at 10:11 on this chart. So this specific time. And this is where I took my entry. I believe I had 3 contracts. So let's go ahead and see. Okay, so I got my first fill right here at 40.24. I took one off at 40.30. I actually sold this a little bit sooner than I wanted to. So I took my first contract off here. So took some profits here. And then let's see. I took more profits on this big pop up at 40.39 and 40.54. We did have news. So it could have gone either way, but it's pretty much just banking on the fact that we would hit this supply level sometime throughout the day, whether the news was good or bad. So as we can see, once we got this pop up, I sold one at 40.40, then last one at 40.54. Yeah, I could have held it longer, but I would have had to go through a lot of drawdown. As we can see, we literally touched this intraday level again. So this actually formed a triple bottom. You could have took this again, and then we finally went to that supply level. So that's kind of what I'm looking at to kind of recap this again. What is the trend? In this case, the trend was up, so I was only looking to go long. The second thing is, what are those intraday levels? So if we go back to the 5-minute chart, as we can see, this is a clear resistance from the day prior. It turned into support in pre-market. That gave me a confirmation that this was the intraday level. And lastly, what is the setup that you like to take? For me, I like to take the double bottoms, the double tops, and then looking at candles and kind of combining all those factors to actually enter the trade. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this scalping trading strategy. Real quick before you guys go, if you want a free copy of my trading course, I recently just put this together. Pretty much goes over everything A to Z when it comes to how I actually take trades. Again, completely free, not charging any money for this. So if you guys want free access to this course, all you have to do is click on the first link in the description below, or just head over to this link right here to access it. With that being said, guys, as always, I hope you have a great rest of your day. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I will see you in my next video.